Assalamualaikum. Today we are here to conduct interview from a worthy principal, retired Colonel Liaquat Ali Raja. May we start, sir?
Welcome, young ladies. You are most welcome. Please go ahead, shoot questions.
So our first question is that tell us about your family background.
I come from a very humble family background, belong to a middle class family. My father was a police officer, and I have a rural background, come from a village in district Chakwal. I am number 2 of my siblings, and I was subject to frequent changes of school due to postings of my father. So I've been to 11 schools during my matriculation process.
Second question is, as we have heard from many people that you are a vital part of Pakistan aviation, tell us about your experience.
Yeah, I wanted to become a pilot ever since I witnessed the war of 1965. So I could not become a pilot in the Air Force, but once I joined the Army, it was my wish to join the aviation, which I managed to join in 1976. And then I continued serving in Army aviation. And even after my retirement, I served in civil aviation.
Now, why did you choose to become a principal of APS Khania?
First, you should ask me, why did I become a teacher? How did I become a teacher? I became a teacher after my retirement. I wanted to become a teacher because I had vast experience of aviation. I had been to every nook and corner of my country. So I wanted to share this knowledge with the children. So that's why I decided to become a teacher. And I was hired by Beacon House School System in 99. And in 99, initially I taught Pak Studies to class 9 in Satellite Town School. Later I became principal of Beacon House, Aptabad. And then I went abroad, spent 10 years in USA, and on my return, I again rejoined civil aviation. And once I retired from flying, I decided to become a teacher once again. And this time I saw an ad in Google. It was the result of internet search. I just Googled it, and Google told me there is a job in APS Khania. So I came here, applied, competed with other candidates, and finally I got selected.
What has been your greatest contribution to schools you have worked in?
I like the school atmosphere. I love the children. I enjoy being with the teachers. So I'm very fond of communicating. So it gives me great pleasure to be in a school where I can communicate with other human beings, and especially among younger people. I am in step with the latest generation of the country, and in these 4 years, my contribution, I think the biggest contribution has been in the form of 2 things. One is visible and the other is invisible. The visible thing is that we have improved our infrastructure. We have raised many blocks, academic blocks. We have built auditorium. We have added area to the school, and our results have improved a lot. So the invisible is the thing which others don't see, but I can see it, that my children are more confident, my children are happier than an average school, and my teachers get a lot of respect.
Now, what are your top priorities being a principal?
The top priority is it is like being a captain of a ship, and in the ship is a very big organization, same as school. There are so many people running it, so you just have to hold the stern as a captain, keep an overwatch, give initiative to people, let people do their job. And if some correction is required anywhere, you give that correction. Otherwise, just enjoy the ride till you hit the stormy weathers. Yeah, once you are in a storm, then you really have to stay cool and give correct leadership to the school.
What motivated you to become a principal?
Well, the motivation is the continuous urge to develop yourself as a human being. And I had so much of experience at my disposal that this is normally the age of retirement, and I became principal at the age of 65. So I had the experience which I wanted to share with the new generation. And I have a good health, so I am fortunate that way that it allowed me to continue.
Now, how do you motivate and encourage your staff to do the best as their part?
First, I ignore their mistakes. I always encourage them. Then I try not to pass instructions which I won't like to follow myself. Another thing is that whenever they are very busy, I join them, and I enjoy the activity which is going on, and be there to share their burden.
What are your major strengths as a principal?
What are my
major strengths?
Major strengths. The major strength is my cool head, my physical fitness, my sense of humor, then my quest for reading. You can see a book in front of me right now. So I keep reading, I keep doing internet surfing. So every day I learn new things. So that is the strength.
Now, as a disciplinarian, what grade would you give yourself?
I think Army has taught me the art of leadership. It is very easy to be a commander, but the real challenge lies in being a good leader. So if you can give personal example, and if you can be punctual and display the qualities of character which are required by a leader, then you don't have to be a disciplinarian. The discipline itself improves.
A group of students lodges complaints against the teachers. How do you handle it?
Children complaints against the teachers?
Lodges complaints against the teachers.
Who complains against the teachers?
A group of students.
Normally, it doesn't happen. The students don't bring complaints against the teachers. They have complaints regarding their studies, if they are facing some problem, or they have complaints against the administration. But there are really no complaints against the teachers. They are all very respectful and very cooperative with the teachers. And I am very visible in the school, so I don't allow any such situation to develop where my children can be fed up of the teachers, because teacher is the main person. we take pains while selecting the teacher. We hire the very best, and I am never disappointed from the teachers.
Now, how much are you satisfied with your performance in this school?
I think this is, I leave it to others. My performance, the day it becomes questionable, the army system is such that they will replace me immediately. So as long as I am acceptable to them, that means they are satisfied with my performance. But personally, I am never satisfied. I am always on the lookout to introduce new things, remove the stalemate, bring something new so that things remain interesting and alive.
In your opinion, are you satisfied? Are your students satisfied with your school?
Yeah, we try to overcome their problems. I don't say that all the problems are solved, but there are power issues, there are electricity issues, water issues, and we are making improvement in all the areas. So I think they are generally satisfied.
Now, is there any direct platform where a student can access to you and you can address to their problems directly?
I've never stopped anyone visiting my office. I am frequently seen in the school where a group of students will wish me and start the conversation themselves. So I'm quite open. So there is no problem. Sometimes when I come in the morning on my bicycle, a group of students will join me on the road and they will start discussing things about the school. So once I am accessible and visible, then there is no problem of communication. The students find every opportunity to convey what they want. And I have even allowed them to write me letters if they want to. So I know whatever they are thinking, it reaches me.
Do you think there is a room for the students counseling to make your students emotionally and mentally strong?
There are certain things only time will teach. So this is a stage where if they are not emotional, there's something wrong with them. So they need counseling. They need counseling. Actually, they don't like lectures and they don't like formal counseling. They want to see things happening. They want to see the performance of their teachers, their principal, their PTIs, their administration. So no amount of lectures helps. We have a system of counseling. If some student seeks improvement in certain area, normally the teacher will observe and call the student, and then there are other people in the ladder like section head, principal. So whenever we feel that something is to be conveyed to the student, we do that.
Now, what are your leadership goals?
Leadership goals. Leadership goals is, in one sentence, let me say that I should not disappoint my followers, my teachers, my students. My goal is that my students should do very well in life. My goal is to promote skills, life skills. The biggest life skill is that of survival in hard times. So you will have mishaps in life, you will have accidents, at times you will lose something, you will lose a job or you will fall sick. It is during that time that your character building counts, how you recover from that situation. So this is my goal, to prepare my students for practical life.
To which extent your children's parents are concerned for their
student studies?
Mhm.
To which extent?
The parents,
Are your children's parents, your students' parents in the school are concerned for their student studies, their children's studies?
they are concerned, and we call them on meetings. Because it's a triangle. It's not just the student's show. It is the student, parent, and teacher. So we involve them. We call informal meetings. We speak to them on telephone. I write letters to them, and they are on board.
Now, what was AP's Khalia when you became its principal, and where do you want to see it in next 5 years?
5 years is a long time. When I came here, the school was, it's an old school. It has a very shining record in the past. It had a principal, Colonel Jonas was here for 18 years. So the school already, the advantage which I had was that it had a family atmosphere. So where we go from here, well, there is no limit. I want this school to be one of the best schools in the country, if not in the world. So I keep on studying other school systems in other countries, try to follow their best part, because everything is not applicable to our environment and civilization. So we in down the road, another 5 years, I think this school will continue producing very electrifying students who will do very well in life. Plus, I think the attitude of the students will continue improving, especially the younger ones. Once we induct them in playgroup, KG, and prep, we try to make their life very entertaining, simple. They should start loving the school. We try to develop their brains so that as they grow to the age of 7, they should be able to absorb a lot of knowledge. And this is one element. And the other is that our students should, traditionally speaking, should do well in their studies. Those days are not very far when a lot of students will be among the top 50 positions on the board. And we can produce some very good sportsmen. We have produced a bowler for under 19 Pakistan team. Muhammad Ali is a fast bowler. We have a girl in our school. Her name is Aisha, I guess. She is exceptionally fast in 100 meters. She is in class 6 and she was able to beat the girls of class 12. So if she has a great future. So the future is bright.
What are your professional goals in the next 5 years?
I think I am at that stage of life where I enjoy each and every moment that I spent, and there are no more professional goals. I think I am very happy and contented with being the principal of this school, and as long as I can perform well, that I am not limited by my physical capacity or something. I see myself as principal of this school if I live that long.
Now, what was your opinion about the present government of Pakistan? What were your expectations in 2018 and how much of your expectations are fulfilled?
About the school?
No, about the present government of Pakistan.
Present government. This is a political question. So I avoid answering political questions, but we can talk it in an informal way. But I think the government is doing whatever it can. It has its limitations, And it is not only the government which can bring the country out of problems. All of us are involved. So everyone has a role to play, and we should not expect miracles from this government.
As our society is in a wedge and we are going away from our culture, how do you see it being a constructive part of our nation?
The human culture is always evolving. So now in the age of internet, you just cannot help that the influence of other cultures. So if our faith is good, there are so many things, good things to be learned from other cultures also. So I think I don't see any problem that we are going away from our culture. In fact, we are enriching our culture. With the world has become a global village now. We know exactly what is going on where at this time, and we can take all the good things from different systems.
Now, if you get a chance to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan for a day, what would be your priority?
Priority 1. I think I will bring some revolutionary changes in the education system of Pakistan. I will elevate the teachers' grade to minimum grade 17, and there will be a competitive examination to become a teacher, like CSS, and I will ensure that my teachers are looked after. According to present rate of inflation, I think the starting pay of my teacher should be rupees 100,000. Besides that, they should have free medical, they should have conveyance allowance and other things. And above all is that the society should give them respect. So education will be my first priority.
At last, your message for the students from your own experience.
My message to students is that never give up hope, and grass looks greener on the far side. Be contented with wherever you are, and pevasta rahe shajar se umeede bahar rakh. Or they should take life easy. You should not be very ambitious. I think the things which really matter in life are your health and happiness. And for both the things, you don't need too many material possessions.
Thank you, sir, for your precious time and space. It is a great honor for you.
Thank you. Pleasure to have you.